I stared at my phone screen, the words blurring through hot tears. Ellie, it's over. I can't do this anymore. I'm getting married to a man. Juliana's message hit like a freight train, derailing every dream we'd built over 6 years. In that instant, the cozy apartment we'd shared in Chicago felt like a prison, walls closing in as my world shattered. How had we gotten here? Juliana, the brilliant resident doctor at Northwestern Memorial, had always been my anchor. We met in college, two women navigating the chaos of young adulthood, in a city that promised freedom but delivered judgment. She was from a conservative Italian-American family in the suburbs, the kind that attended church every Sunday and expected their daughter to marry well, produce grandkids, and uphold traditions. I was the free-spirited artist from a liberal household, painting murals that screamed rebellion against societal norms. Our love started as a whisper, stolen kisses in dorm rooms, but grew into something fierce, a bond that defied the whispers of disapproval we'd both heard growing up. But now this text. I replayed our last conversation in my mind just 2 days ago over breakfast. Juliana had been distant, her eyes avoiding mine as she stirred her coffee endlessly. "Work's killing me," she'd said, her voice flat. I thought it was the residency stress, long hours, life and death decisions. I didn't push, didn't want to add to her burden. Now I wished I had screamed, demanded the truth. Was this her choice, or had her family finally broken her? I paced the living room, my heart pounding with a mix of rage and despair. Inner turmoil churned. How could she betray us like this? We talked about marriage, about adopting kids someday, about building a life where we didn't have to hide. But hiding was what we'd done best. Juliana's parents didn't know about me. To them, I was just Ellie's roommate. The lies had piled up, each one a brick in the wall of our secret. And now that wall had crumbled, leaving me exposed and alone. I grabbed my keys and stormed out, heading to the hospital. I needed answers face to face. The drive through rush hour traffic was a blur, my mind racing through memories. Our first date at Millennium Park, laughing under the bean as tourists snapped photos. The night she came out to me, tears streaming as she confessed her fears of rejection. "I love you, Ellie," she'd whispered. "But my family, they wouldn't understand." I'd promised to fight for us, to be her shield. But shields crack under pressure, and apparently so did she. Pulling into the parking garage, I texted her, "We need to talk. Now." No response. I marched into the ER lobby, the sterile smell hitting me like a slap. Nurses bustled, patients waited, but I zeroed in on the resident lounge. There she was, scrubbing out after a shift, her scrubs wrinkled, face pale. "Juliana," I said, my voice sharper than intended. She froze, eyes widening in panic. "Ellie, what are you doing here?" she hissed, glancing around. "This isn't the place." "Isn't the place? You ended us over a text. After everything." My voice rose, drawing stares. She pulled me into a supply closet, the door clicking shut behind us. In the dim light, she looked exhausted, defeated. "Explain," I demanded. She sighed, leaning against shelves of bandages. "My parents found out. About us." The words hung heavy. "They went through my phone while I was home last weekend. Saw our messages, photos. It was chaos, yelling, crying. My dad said he'd cut me off, disown me if I didn't end it. Mom begged me to think about my future, my career. Hospitals are conservative. What if word got out?" I felt a punch to the gut. "So you choose them over me? Over us?" "It's not that simple," she snapped, her eyes flashing. "I'm drowning in debt from med school. Without their support, I lose everything. And marriage. They arranged a meeting with this guy, a family friend. He's nice, straight-laced. It solves everything, keeps the peace, protects my job." "Protects your lies," I retorted. "You're sacrificing our love for appearances?" She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "Ellie, I love you. But I can't fight this war. Not now." Her voice cracked, revealing the crack in her resolve. But it was too late. The damage was done. As I left the closet, slamming the door, I wondered if this was the end or just the beginning of a deeper fracture. Back home, I collapsed on the couch, replaying her words. The inner conflict tore at me. Part of me understood her fear. The societal chains that bound women like us, especially in fields like medicine where conformity was currency. But another part screamed betrayal. How could she even consider marrying a man? It wasn't just leaving me, it was denying who she was. I scrolled through our photos, each one a stab of nostalgia. Us at Pride hidden in the crowd. Vacations where we pretended to be friends. The weight of those deceptions pressed down, fueling my resolve. I wouldn't let this slide without a fight. The next morning, I called my best friend, Sarah, spilling everything. She's caving to her family, I said, voice trembling. After all we've been through. Sarah, ever the pragmatist, urged caution. Give her time. Pressure like that breaks people. But time wasn't on my side. Juliana's wedding plans were accelerating, her parents pushing for a quick engagement to set things right. I knew I had to confront them, expose the truth. Was it revenge or justice? The line blurred in my mind. As days blurred into a haze of sleepless nights, I plotted my next move. Juliana avoided my calls, her texts curt. Please let me go. But letting go meant accepting defeat, and I wasn't ready. Inner monologue raged. Am I selfish for wanting her to choose me? Or is she cowardly for not standing up? The moral quandary gnawed at me. Each decision a potential regret. Little did I know, this was only the spark. The fire was about to engulf us all. The engagement announcement hit social media like a bomb. Juliana's profile, usually filled with medical memes and coffee rants, now boasted a photo of her with him. Mark, the nice guy from her family's circle. They stood in her parents' backyard, smiles forced, a diamond ring glinting under the sun. Comments flooded in. Congrats. So happy for you. But I knew the truth. It was a facade, a desperate cover-up. My stomach twisted as I liked the post. Ironic, masochistic. Hiding my fury behind a screen. I couldn't stay silent. That night, I drove to her parents' house in Oak Park, the affluent suburb where tradition reigned supreme. The colonial-style home loomed, lights warm but unwelcoming. Parking a block away, I walked up, heart hammering. What was my plan? Confrontation? Plea? The inner storm brewed. This isn't just about us. It's about forcing her to face the hypocrisy. If I back down, I'm complicit in her self-destruction. Mrs. Rossi answered the door, her face pinching at the sight of me. Ellie? What are you doing here? Her tone dripped suspicion. Mr. Rossi appeared behind her, burly and stern. Is Juliana okay? He barked. She's not, I said, stepping inside uninvited. The living room smelled of garlic and judgment. You forced her into this. You know about us, and instead of accepting her, you're pushing her into a lie. They exchanged glances, the air thickening with tension. This is none of your business, Mr. Rossi growled. Juliana made her choice. She's straightening out her life. Straightening? I laughed bitterly. You mean erasing who she is? She's gay for God's sake. Marrying Mark won't change that. Mrs. Rossi's eyes welled. We love our daughter. But this lifestyle, it's not right. The church, our community, they'd shun us. And her career? Doctors can't afford scandals. Scandals? I echoed. Love isn't a scandal. Your ignorance is. The words flew out, fueled by years of suppressed anger. We argued for hours, voices rising, accusations flying. They defended their values, citing Bible verses and family honor. I countered with stories of discrimination, the toll on mental health. But beneath the shouts, doubt crept in. Were they monsters or just scared parents, products of their era? And me, was I the hero or the wrecker, dragging their family into chaos? Juliana arrived midway, summoned by her frantic mother. She burst in, face ashen. Ellie, stop. You're making it worse. Worse than faking a marriage. I shot back. She pulled me aside to the kitchen, where wedding magazines mocked us from the counter. Why are you doing this? She whispered. You're destroying everything. Because I love you, I said, voice breaking. And this isn't you. Fight back. She shook her head, tears streaming. I tried. But the cost. Losing my family, my job prospects. Mark knows it's arranged, he's okay with it for appearances. We can have separate lives. Separate lives? The betrayal deepened. So you'll pretend, while I what? Watch from the sidelines. Our argument escalated, drawing her parents back. Accusations flew. I was the temptress, corrupting their daughter. Juliana was weak, succumbing to sin. The night ended with me being escorted out. Threats of police if I returned. Driving home, the inner dialogue tormented. Did I push too far? Or not far enough? The moral tightrope wobbled, each step a risk. In the following weeks, the rift widened. Juliana blocked me, her friends circling wagons. I threw myself into work, painting furious abstracts that screamed unspoken pain. But isolation bred desperation. One evening, I confided in my own family over dinner. My mom, always supportive, hugged me tight. "Honey, love shouldn't cost your soul." Dad nodded, but worry etched his face. "Be careful, meddling in their world could backfire." Their words haunted me. Was I meddling or advocating? The societal pressure Juliana faced mirrored broader battles. LGBTQ rights clashing with conservative strongholds. I researched online, joining forums where others shared similar heartbreaks. Stories of forced marriages, disownments, suicides. It fueled my fire, but also my fear. What if Juliana cracked under the strain? Then came the turning point. A leaked email from Mr. Rossi to Juliana's boss, hinting at personal issues that might affect her performance. It was sabotage, veiled as concern. How I got it? A sympathetic colleague slipped it to me. Rage boiled over. I confronted Juliana at a coffee shop neutral ground. "Your dad's trying to tank your career unless you comply," I said, sliding the printout across the table. She scanned it, face crumpling. "This is low even for him." For the first time, doubt flickered in her eyes. But what can I do? Defy them, and I lose it all? Or gain everything? I urged. "Your authenticity, our future." She hesitated, the internal war visible. "I need time." As she left, hope sparked, but so did dread. The stakes were rising, and every choice carried a price. Betrayal loomed, not just from her, but potentially from me if I pushed harder. The drama intensified, pulling us toward an inevitable clash. Time didn't heal, it festered. Juliana's wedding date was set, 3 months away, a lavish affair at their family church. Invites went out, sealing the deception. I watched from afar, stalking social media like a ghost. Mark posted updates, cake tastings, venue tours. Each one twisted the knife. Inner thoughts plagued me. Is this revenge I'm plotting or salvation? The ethical blur grew, decisions weighing like anchors. I decided to escalate. Contacting LGBTQ advocacy groups, I sought advice. "Document everything," they said. "Exposure can force change, but it's risky." Risky understatement. I gathered evidence. Texts, emails, even recorded voicemails from her parents berating her choices. It felt dirty, like betrayal in reverse. But desperation justified it in my mind. If she wouldn't fight, I'd fight for her. The confrontation came at a family dinner I wasn't invited to, but crashed anyway. Dressed inconspicuously, I slipped into the Rossi home during preparations. Chaos reigned. Relatives chattering, caterers bustling. Juliana spotted me first, horror in her eyes. "Ellie, leave now," she mouthed. But I approached the group, heart thundering. "Everyone," I announced, voice steady despite the tremor. "There's something you need to know about Juliana's engagement." Gasps rippled. Mr. Rossi lunged forward. "Get out." "Not until the truth is out," I countered. "Juliana's gay. This marriage is a sham, forced by fear and prejudice." I held up my phone, playing a snippet of her confession to me years ago. The room froze. Aunts whispered, uncles scowled. Mark looked stunned, betrayed in his own right. Juliana burst into tears. "Ellie, how could you?" She fled upstairs, slamming her door. The aftermath was pandemonium. Arguments erupted. Some defending tradition, others questioning the cruelty. Mrs. Rossi collapsed in sobs, murmuring prayers. I stood my ground, explaining the toll of denial, the suicides in our community, the needless suffering. But inside, guilt gnawed. Had I just destroyed her life to save it? The moral ambiguity hit hard. Good intentions paved hell's road. Later, alone with Juliana in her childhood room. Posters of medical heroes mocking our mess. "You exposed me," she accused, voice raw. "To everyone." "They deserved the truth," I said. And so do you. She paced, turmoil evident. You don't get it. This isn't just about us. My residency, rumors could end it. Patients, colleagues, they judge. Then let them, I pleaded. Live authentically. The cost of hiding is higher. For hours we dissected it. Her fears of isolation, my pain of abandonment. She admitted the engagement was a panic move, a shield against disownment. But now? You forced my hand. Her words cut. Was I the villain here? The debate raged internally. Liberation or imposition? Each perspective clashed, no clear right. The fallout spread. Relatives divided. Some cut ties with the Rossis, others rallied against me as the homewrecker. Juliana's boss called, concerned about the drama affecting work. She took leave, retreating into isolation. I visited daily, our talks evolving from accusations to introspection. I love you, she confessed one night. But loving you means defying everything I know. Or redefining it, I suggested. Hope flickered, but betrayal lingered. Mark confronted her, ending the engagement amicably, but wounded. I deserved honesty, he said. His pain mirrored mine. A ripple of collateral damage. As weeks passed, Juliana began therapy, unpacking decades of internalized homophobia. Sessions revealed her parents' influence, subtle manipulations, conditional love. They tied worth to conformity, she shared. I supported from the sidelines, but doubt crept. Was my exposure therapeutic or traumatic? The societal lens widened. In America, progress clashed with pockets of regression, especially in immigrant families clinging to old ways. Then a breakthrough, or breakdown. Juliana's parents demanded she choose. Them or me. We can't accept this, Mr. Rossi declared in a heated call. She hung up, turning to me. I choose us. Joy surged, but tempered by reality. The price? Estrangement, financial strain. She moved back in our apartment, a tentative haven. But tensions simmered. Forgiveness wasn't instant. Inner conflicts persisted. Could we rebuild on ruins? The drama built, leading to more revelations. Rebuilding was a minefield. Juliana quit her residency temporarily, seeking a more inclusive hospital. Applications flew out, but rejections piled up. Whispers of her personal instability dogging her. It's your fault, she lashed out one evening, slamming cabinets. That exposure tainted everything. My fault. I retorted. You were burying yourself alive. Our fights escalated, raw emotions spilling. She'd storm out, I'd retreat to my studio, painting canvases of fractured hearts. Internally, I questioned. Did my actions liberate or sabotage? The ethical weight pressed, each argument a reminder of the cost. Society's backlash hit harder. Online trolls targeted us after a relative leaked the story to forums. Disgusting, they commented. Ruining a good family. Juliana's mental health frayed. Panic attacks became routine. I held her through them, whispering assurances, but guilt consumed me. I thought I was helping, I admitted. You were, she said softly in rare calm moments. But help hurts sometimes. We navigated therapy together, unpacking layers. Her internalized shame, my impulsive righteousness. Revelations emerged. Juliana had considered suicide before, the pressure too much. You saved me, she confessed. Gratitude mixed with resentment, a volatile cocktail. Family dynamics shifted. Mrs. Rossi reached out tentatively, coffee meetings laced with awkward apologies. We were wrong, she admitted. But change is hard. Mr. Rossi resisted, his silence a wall. Juliana grieved the loss, her choices carving deep scars. I traded one prison for another, she mused. Freedom's price. Isolation from roots. Professionally, a break came. A progressive clinic in Seattle offered her a spot, away from Chicago's shadows. We move? I asked. She nodded, hope dawning. But packing unearthed old wounds. Photos of happier times, letters from her parents. Am I abandoning them? She worried. No, I said. You're choosing survival. The moral debate intensified. Is cutting toxic ties selfish or necessary? We weighed pros, cons, decisions heavy with consequence. The move was a whirlwind. New city, new start. Juliana thrived in the inclusive environment, patients appreciating her authenticity. I sold paintings locally, building a network. But shadows lingered. A surprise visit from Mr. Rossi disrupted our peace. He arrived unannounced, face etched with regret. I was wrong, he said stiffly. Seeing you happy. It hurts, but it's right. Juliana hugged him, tears flowing. Reconciliation tentative, built on fragile ground. Forgiveness isn't forgetting, she told me later. Inner reflection. Had my bold move catalyzed this, or would time have sufficed? The ambiguity persisted. Yet, betrayal reared again. A colleague revealed Juliana had confided in Mark during engagement, sharing intimate details of our relationship for advice. It felt like another stab. Why? I demanded. I was confused, she explained. Needed perspective. Trust cracked anew, arguments flaring. You exposed me first, she countered. The cycle of hurt spun, each paying the price of past choices. Through it, we grew. Community events, pride parades, support groups, bolstered us. Stories of others mirrored ours. Families torn, loves lost, resilience found. Juliana advocated publicly, speaking at panels on LGBTQ mental health in medicine. The cost was high, she'd say, but worth it. Pride swelled in me, but so did caution. Success bred envy. Old foes resurfaced online, dredging scandals. One night, over wine, we dissected it all. Was it right, what I did? I asked. She paused. Right and wrong blur in love. But we're here. Her words soothed, but questions lingered. The drama, once external, now internalized, a constant negotiation of boundaries, forgiveness. As high tide approached, a final test loomed. Her parents' invitation to a family reunion. Accept or decline. The choice would define us. The reunion loomed like a storm cloud. Juliana agonized over the invite, pacing our Seattle apartment. If I go, it's validation for their past sins. If not, I'm the unforgiving one. Inner turmoil raged. Forgiveness versus self-preservation? The ethical knot tightened, each option laced with loss. We debated endlessly. They've changed, I argued, recalling Mr. Rossi's visit. Give them a chance. But doubt nagged. Was it genuine, or manipulation? Juliana's therapy sessions echoed the conflict. Boundaries essential, but isolation destructive. Decision day arrived. We're going, she declared, resolve stealing her. The flight back to Chicago was tense, silence heavy with unspoken fears. At the airport, her parents waited, signs of effort evident. Rainbow pins on their laps, awkward but sincere. Hugs exchanged, tears shed. We've educated ourselves, Mrs. Rossi said. Support groups, books. We're sorry. The gathering was a minefield. Relatives varied, some welcoming, others icy. Whispers followed. The lesbian doctor. Juliana held her head high, introducing me as her partner. Pride surged, but tension simmered. During dinner, an uncle challenged. This phase, it's against nature. It's who I am, Juliana retorted, voice steady. Debate ensued, passions flaring. I jumped in, defending our love, citing science rights. The room divided, but her parents mediated, siding with us. Enough, Mr. Rossi boomed. Family means acceptance. His words, a watershed, shifted the tide. Yet, victory bittersweet. Later, Juliana confessed exhaustion. Fighting every day. Is this the life I want? Doubt crept. Had we traded one battle for another? The societal grind, microaggressions at work, judgmental stares, wore us down. Inner monologue questioned. Is authenticity worth perpetual war? Back home, reflection deepened. Juliana published an article on her experiences, sparking national dialogue. Praise poured in, but so did hate mail. You're brave, I said. She smiled weakly. Or foolish. The price manifested. Lost friends, strained ties. But growth too, deeper bond, self-awareness. One evening, as rain pattered, we sat intertwined. After all this, she murmured. Would you do it again? I pondered. Yes. For us. But truth nuanced, regrets lingered. The journey taught. Love demands sacrifice, but boundaries matter. Betrayals heal, but scars remain. As our story closed a chapter, awakening dawned. Juliana embraced advocacy full-time, balancing medicine with activism. I painted series on queer resilience, exhibitions drawing crowds. Together, we navigated the fallout, stronger yet wary. In the end, the path was paved with tough choices, each a testament to human frailty. But one question lingers, sparking endless debate. Was exposing a loved one's secret to force change an act of heroism or a profound betrayal?